Hello everyone, hope you're all having a lovely day. I'm just going to jump right into it. Today's video is about trials and encountering them and overcoming them and all that good stuff. So if you want to look, we are in James 1 and we're going to be reading 2 to 4. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So essentially what this verse is getting at is to not be discouraged, distressed, upset when we do encounter trials, which I think during this time in quarantine a lot of us are facing. Whether you're struggling with finals, whether you're, like I said, someone like me who's graduating, who's like trying to juggle all these final projects, etc. Whether you're someone who's at home, who's, taking care of loved ones, whether you're, like I said, losing family members, like people are going through such hard times right now. I think all of us in one way or another are encountering a trial of some kind because of this coronavirus situation. And the human reaction is not to be super happy about this. Usually when we encounter a trial of whatever kind, we're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, this is not what I wanted. Like, this does not need to happen right now. We're so quick to become discouraged, which again, like, it's human. I don't blame you. But at the same time, we need to trust that one, God is going to bring us out of it. And two, we're going to be able to overcome it. And every trial that comes our way ultimately has a purpose for us to grow. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. God's not going to give us, one, more that we can handle, and two, when we encounter these trials, if we keep going to God, He's going to make a way for us to come out of it. He's not going to just let us endure something just to endure something hard. There's going to be a meaning behind it, and there's going to be ultimately a plan for us to grow. Going back to James, it says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, also meaning endurance. So we're going to be, able to withstand more. We're going to literally grow from this. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. In the ESV, it says it a little bit more, I think, easier to understand in the sense that it says that you may be I think it says something along the lines of complete and lacking in nothing, which I think kind of fits in a little bit better. That's just my personal opinion. But when I think about lacking in nothing, wanting nothing, entire, perfect, everything that it's saying essentially, it kind of gives you the idea, or at least gives me the idea of, if you are in a situation where you need to maybe witness to someone else or help someone out of a situation that they're in that maybe you've, endured yourself, you're going to have the tools to help that person. In Galatians 6:1-3, it says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, be gentle with them, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So we can't really help out people that we are struggling with the same issue with. I think it's very beneficial. Part of the reason that we have fellowship is to help one another out of situations that we've been in ourselves. But if we're currently in a situation that another person is also in, you can't really help them out of it when you yourself are also struggling with it. Does that make sense? When we endure these trials or temptations, whatever it is we're facing, it's so that we can then in the future help someone else with it. But if we don't and we give in to said trials, then we're not going to be able to help other people. If we read on in Galatians 6:2, it says, Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. It's part of our job to help other people, but we can't really help other people if we're struggling with the same thing. Again, I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it until the day I die. We will struggle with sin until the day we die. But if we're constantly living in a certain sin and embracing a certain sin, then we can't really help someone out of it because we're in it ourselves. Does that make sense? So I think this time that we're in right now in quarantine, while we're facing trials of all various kinds, I think it's good that we remind ourselves why we're facing these trials is to eventually help other people. Like, once this quarantine's over, once we're able to actually like go outside and hopefully not be attacked by tracker jackers, we will be able to witness to people and to help other people and to fellowship again, not just over Zoom. So I hope this helps whoever needed to hear this. This is a purely motivational talk. I know usually my videos are gospel-centered, and I do try to keep them gospel-centered and grace-centered and looking at Christ. But, once in a while, I do have a bunch of videos that I plan on making that are, for motivation, living for God, why we do it, why we should keep doing it, and why it's great. So yeah, I hope this helped whoever needed to hear this, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. God bless.